possess the secret of joy, and that it is this that will sustain them through any spiritual or moral or physical devastation. And as a black woman who has experienced the cruelties and injustices of this world, but who will not let it break me, I know her words are correct. She says resistance is the secret of joy. And that's something I want everyone here to remember today, because there's something that is viscerally satisfying when we say absolutely the fuck not. We must remember to find joy even in the darkest of times, because our joy is resilience. Our joy is defiance. Our joy is the sustenance that keeps us fighting for freedom and justice. And that joy and that motivation will take us a lot further than the hate that fuels them. Because this isn't the first time that segregationists, bigots, and the privileged wealthy elite have tried to steal our joy. And so shout out to all of us that work for a living. Shout out to all of us that know adversity, that have experienced it throughout history, and yet have found joy. Found joy in community. Found joy in togetherness. Found joy in the collective imagination and fighting for a just and equitable world that we just haven't experienced yet. And as always, it will be black communities, communities of color, queer people, disabled folk, and our allies who are on the front lines fighting for our freedom. And so we tell people in power, hands off. Let the words, let the community, let the joy to be found today sustain you, nourish you in the coming days, months, and years fighting this terror. But it can't storm forever. Remember that joy is the lifeblood of resistance and defiance in the face of evil. That dancing, creating, and I see the signs, I know y'all are creating. That marching, that protesting, that standing up against this neo-segregationist tyranny and authoritarianism, that we will continue to say hands off, that we will continue to find joy in the resistance, and we will resist with joy. Thank you.
Please welcome Gabriel Eaton, Planned Parenthood.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Gabe, and I'm from La Crosse, Wisconsin. That's the Wisconsin where the richest person in the world spent millions of dollars trying to buy a state Supreme Court seat, and he failed! Can I hear it for all the Wisconsinites defending democracy? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm black. I'm Filipino-Japanese, second generation. I'm a disabled trans man. But I'm also a Medicaid patient. I'm also a person who uses food stamps. I'm also a person who has been through houselessness in this country. I am also a person who has gone through substance use and addiction. And most of all, I am a patient of Planned Parenthood. I am everything that Donald Trump and Elon Musk want to erase. I am everything they want to silence. With every executive order, with every safety net they slash, every hateful word they say, they want me to go away. So in case they're listening down the street, which I doubt they are, hello, I'm here, I exist. We as people all exist. Every day there's something new to be pissed / terrified / heartbroken about. Last week, Donald Trump and Elon Musk came after an organization near and dear to my heart, Planned Parenthood. Show of hands, how many of you have been to a Planned Parenthood for care? Or has had a neighbor or a loved one go? I love you all, thank you. I'm not at all surprised nor shocked, because 1 in 4 people have been to Planned Parenthood. It's for our communities and for our neighbors. I've been a Planned Parenthood patient many times over, for an IUD and birth control, for life-saving HIV protection through PrEP, for testosterone, for an overabundance of condoms and safer sex materials, for letters of support for my top surgery. Planned Parenthood has our backs. I've always had Planned Parenthood's back, but I'm now here to support and show my love for this organization. And I'm also here to tell you what you need to do. You need to call your members of Congress. You need to call your local politicians. Tell them to protect Planned Parenthood patients by any means necessary. This isn't an ask, this is a tell. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell anybody who will listen to you. Tell them to keep their hands off of our health care. Hands off our health care. Hands off our health care. Hands off our bodies. Hands off our bodies. Hands off our bodies. Hands off our bodies. Tell the billionaires down the street that want to tell us what we can do with our bodies and our lives. Tell them to fuck off! Tell them we deserve better! And that's why I'm here today. To remind them that they cannot take away our rights. They cannot take away who I am. Because I won't let them! We won't let them! We won't let them! Because one more thing about me is I've been coming out to protests and demonstrations from when I was a little kid for Prop 8 in California, when my rights were forged. I've used my voice to fight for my neighbors in my community. This is who I am. This is who we are. And I know there's always something that you and I can do to fight back. We can volunteer. We can knock doors for the election like I did. We can call our members of Congress and our local politicians to tell them to keep their hands off of our health care. You can share your story with anybody who will listen. Please. Tell anyone who will listen, anyone who cares, anyone who will give you the time of day why this matters to you. There are hundreds upon thousands of us, and we are not going away. We will not be erased. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Please welcome to the stage Executive Director Kata Chatterjee, Free DC.
You all look so beautiful out there. Give yourselves a round of applause. My name is Kata Chatterjee. I'm the Executive Director of Free DC, and I'm here because I know that everyone here agrees that DC deserves better than what we're getting right now. DC deserves to manage and run and have our own budget. DC deserves to have our own laws. DC deserves to have elected officials that represent us, the people of DC, and our interests, people who we elected to represent our interests. And DC deserves to maintain our status as a sanctuary city. There's nobody who should be able to take that away from
any old city. We are talking about the capital city of this country. And for a leader like this one that lives in that house behind you all, they are consolidating power so fast. They are trying to control the capital city. That is how they want to stifle us. It's how they want to stifle protest like this. It's how they want to stifle dissent. And that's really dangerous to let them come after DC, the capital. This president is following an authoritarian playbook. He's doing the things that authoritarians have done throughout history to concentrate power and to break down democracy. We've seen him, right? Dismantling federal agencies. Anyone seen that? Retaliating against critics. Allowing some people whom he likes to operate above the law. This is what authoritarians do, and we cannot let him take over our capital. It is up to all of us to stop them. And here in DC, we are uniquely powerful. It has always, in every country where we've seen people rise up against authoritarianism, it has always been people in the capital city who rise up. And Free DC is here to build the movement that it will take to make it clear that we, all of us, inside, outside DC, we will not comply. I know that we can do this because unlike the president, I know the people of DC. And some of you heard this morning the go-go beats that we danced to. We saw some of our students up here this morning, our beautiful students who are brilliant, and we know that our neighbors are connected to each other and in communities that love each other. Those are the things that make it impossible for a leader to oppress people. Those communities, those relationships, that beauty, that creativity. So we heard just a few minutes ago a lot about the importance of joy. I want to ask you all to say it with me, to be a part of this movement for joy. Because we are going to need to push back. Here in DC, about 3 weeks ago, we did something pretty unprecedented. We flooded 100 Senate offices at once. And we actually, so we didn't get them to save democracy because they didn't have the sign for that, but we did get them to actually pass a standalone bill that let us use our own local dollars in DC. They tried to take that away from us. But now that bill is in front of the House of Representatives, and the people, you're about to hear from some people who support us in allowing us to use our own dollars. But unfortunately, we're going to have to push for this. So I want to invite everyone here to join us on Monday morning. We're going to be up at the Capitol at Spirit of Justice Park. You can go to our website, freedcproject.org, and figure out how to join us. Join us in forcing this government to let us have our own local dollars. This is part of protecting DC. This is part of protecting the Capitol, and this is part of protecting democracy. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of our priorities and our ethos at Free DC, and I want you to repeat after me. I will prioritize joy. I can see you doing it right now. I can see the smiles. I will take up space. I see you doing it right now. 100,000 of you taking up our thing. And I will organize my community. Thank you so much. That's what it's going to take to have a Free DC. I'm going to say free, you say DC. Free? DC. Free? DC. Free? DC. Free? DC. I'm going to say DC, you say statehood. DC? Statehood. DC? Statehood. DC? Statehood. Thank you very much.
Please welcome to the stage Representatives Byer, Omar, Green, Simon, Swalwell.
What Donald Trump is doing to our country. Donald Trump says he wants to make America great again, but he's making America the 1930s again. Hoover gave us the crash of 1929. Donald Trump gave us the stock market crash of 2025. Smoot-Hawley in the Great Depression. Donald Trump has given us the largest tariffs ever in American history, a plunge in consumer confidence, and he's destroying our economy. The Great Depression, 1930s, gave us 25% unemployment. Elon Musk has already fired hundreds of thousands of people, government, federal employees, contractors. Lee Zeldin's gutted the EPA. They had no EPA in the 1930s. They had the Dust Bowl. Donald Trump is cutting the CDC. They had no CDC. Instead, millions of people died from polio, from measles, from tuberculosis. Donald Trump's gutted the NIH. In the 1930s, cancer was a death sentence. And then there's the Department of Education, and they fired half the people. All of their civil rights organizations. They had no Department of Education, civil rights, and all of our schools were separate but equal. And then there's diversity. In the 1930s, if you were a Jewish American or Black American, you were denied neighborhoods, jobs, society, education. Women could be secretaries, teachers, and nurses if they were unmarried. And if you were gay or lesbian or trans, you led a life of complete secrecy and repression. We are not going back. We will be fearless, relentless, angry, smart, and we will be tireless. My favorite wisdom is all life asks of us is that we live it with courage. So let me give you one of the most courageous members of Congress, my friend Ilhan Omar from Venezuela.
Thank you so much, Representative Beyer, for that introduction. Hello, everyone. It is so good to be here with over 100,000 American patriots. It is a reminder that the American fighting spirit is alive. Because, folks, we are in a fight. We are in a fight for our democracy. We are in a fight for our Constitution. We are in a fight for our families. We are in a fight for the kind of future we want in this country. We are currently living through a president who wants to be a dictator. In America, we do not accept dictators and we do not accept kings. We have a billionaire who has bought a seat next to the president, using him as a puppet. American democracy has never been for sale, and it won't be today. We are seeing a cowardice congressional Republicans that are utilizing the chaos our fascist president is creating to cut Medicaid, Social Security, and take away our rights. While they give $4.5 trillion in tax cuts to their billionaire puppeteers. None of this is normal. This is why we have to fight for our Constitution. It is because here's the thing. No matter who you are, Elon Musk and Donald Trump and corrupt congressional Republicans are coming for you. If you are a mother struggling to put food on the table, they are coming for you. If you have elderly parents that you are trying to put in a nursing home, they are coming for you. If you are a senior relying on Social Security, they are coming for you. If you have disabled children and you're trying to make sure they have access to education, by cutting the education department, they're coming for you. So they want you to believe. They want you to believe to look at your neighbor as the enemy. They want you to believe that it is because of trans kids that you can't have the necessary access to the programs we already paid for. They want you to think it is okay to snatch people in the middle of the night
want to crash the economy so that they can set up a process of punishment and reward. So they can grab more power for who will bend the knee and give them access. None of this is normal. So if you want a country that has the marvelous constitution we have to fight for it. If you want a country that still believes in due process, we have to fight for it. If you believe in a country where we take care of our neighbors, look after the poor, and make sure our children have a future they can believe in, we have to fight for it. So are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight? Let's go fight and win. And with that, it is my honor to introduce Representative Simon of California.
Hey, good people. So I've been in the United States Congress for about 3 months. I was sworn in on January 3rd with my colleagues to do one thing, is to fight like hell against tyranny. You elected members of Congress to stand with the backbone 10 toes down to fight and to win for the little girl right now who is in cancer treatment, who her parents are praying every minute for a cure, to be met by an administration who refuses to fund cancer research. You elected members to fight like hell and to deny their vote to a slimy administration who has proved time and time again that their cruelness is beyond no end. You elected us to adhere not only to the Constitution, but the promise of the framers, the Hebrew text and the New Testament, the Quran and the words of the Baha'i, and every single religion that surrounds this great nation. Isaiah 10, verse 1 and 2. It's clear. The Hebrew Bible is clear. Woe who injects false and cruel laws that makes the fatherless poor. Woe who is those who inject false narratives that ensures that the widows have nothing. I tell you one thing here, as a new member of Congress and as an organizer, 30 years deep in our neighborhoods, and yes, I'm from Oakland, that when evil is confronting us, guess what we do, America? We pull up. We pull up. So, for that family who has an elderly, beautiful relative who is struggling with ALS, for that family who is struggling with a disabled child, I want you to know, despite this administration's promise to end rights for people with disability, regardless of this administration's aim to stomp on the backs of our elderly, regardless of this administration's promise to end inclusivity and to throw out our children, not only, brothers and sisters and siblings, will we fight, we will use the strategic force of this body and the 2 million strong that are out in the streets today to win. At every city hall, at every governor's office, and yes, right here in the White House, our lives depend on it. Not only are we going back, we are going north. We will win because evil will never prevail.
what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like. This is what it looks like. We've seen a lot of people cave to fascism in America. We're not. We've seen the CEOs cave. Will you cave? We've seen the law firms cave. Will you cave? We've seen the colleges cave. Will you cave? We can't cave. My name's Eric Swalwell. I'm the son of a cop, a mom who was a baker, and I went to college as the first in the family on a soccer scholarship. And before every big game, before every season, the coach would tell us, I want you to close your eyes and think about what does that last moment of the game look like. And I want you to think as we begin this season of democracy, what does the last moment of this march look like? We win! That's what it looks like. It's justice. It's redemption. It's accountability. And it's renewal. Because as you stand here right now, we have gone from a Trump slump to a Trump train wreck. We are going into a red recession. Our 401ks are 201ks. Our costs at Walmart and Home Depot and Target, where 4 out of 5 of the things we buy are from overseas, are going up. And where is Donald Trump? He's golfing. So to Donald Trump I say, get your ass off the golf course and face the people. America first. It's Trump first. This guy is a con. Trump Bibles, made in China. Trump sneakers, made in China. The Trump shitcoin, made on a computer, made in China. And he's not just disappearing people, he's disappearing rights. And to that we say, disappear, we're still here. Our veterans, we're still here. We're still here. We're still here. That's right. He wants to disappear our veterans and women and hardworking immigrants and our seniors and our kids and the sick. We're still here. So you are asking us, what is the plan? And I'll tell you this, we are not going to give a single vote to fascism inside the Congress because we know you're fighting outside the Congress. And so small victories will bring us big victories. We had a victory last Tuesday in Wisconsin. Thank you. We need a victory later this year in New Jersey and Virginia in the governor's race. And then we're going to march all the way to the midterms, and we're going to win on November 4th, and we're going to cut our time in hell in half. So what my colleagues and I want to ask you, because just about a mile from here on January 6th, 2021, we saw the bravest police officers. They showed up and they defended our democracy. And you don't have to put on body armor. You don't have to take a stun gun to your neck or a Confederate flag to your head. You don't have to suffer a heart attack or a stroke or traumatic brain injury, as we saw from Officer Mike Fanone, or Harry Dunn, or Danny Hodges, or Sergeant Cannell, and so many others. But if you show up with the same integrity, and the same passion, and the same vigor and love for our country that they showed, we will win! So April 5, this day, April 5, will be the day that America came alive. And when I am asked on November 4, 2026, when we win the midterms, how did you know? How were you so confident that we were going to win? I'm going to tell them. Because on April 5, I stood in front of a monument to freedom with people from all over the country, with people who worked so hard and dreamed so big, and they said, we're not going to be fucked with. Thank you. Congressional speakers to introduce to you someone who has been censured but is not silenced, Congressman Al Green.
I am proud to be here today with my colleagues, all of whom are liberated Democrats. Let's hear it for these liberated Democrats. All of whom are unbought, unbossed, and unafraid. Unafraid to stand up for the many seniors that are among us. We have seniors that are among us. Unafraid to say to Donald John Trump, hands off Medicaid and Medicare. It belongs to our seniors. Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme. It is a part of the American dream that belongs to our seniors. And we have to tell President Trump that Canada is not going to become the 51st state. Russia invaded Ukraine. Greenland is not for sale. And he also needs to know, dear friends, that Gaza is not going to become a resort. Gaza is not going to become a resort. There must be a home for the Palestinian people. There must be. And I'm here to speak from my heart. This message is from my heart. It's not from my head. This is my heart. I want you to know something. I carry this cane because there are people who don't like me. They don't like my cane. But I carry this cane because after having celebrated my 25th birthday 3 times, 2 years into my 4th 25th, I carry this cane. And I carry this cane because I believe in the 23rd Psalm. That portion that reads, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because my rod and my staff comforts me. This is my comforter. This is my comforter. And I want you to know that I'm going to take this staff of truth, and I'm going to take this rod, and I want President Trump to know that he's not going to have a third term. There will be no third term. 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 But more important than this, dear brothers and sisters, and I say brothers and sisters because there really is but one race, and that's the human race. Yeah, we're all related. We're all related. And L.S.D. Leakey, a noted anthropologist and paleontologist, reminds us that all of human life can be traced back to a single African woman. So if we're not brothers and sisters, we're at least cousins. So dear cousins, hear this message for Donald Trump, for President Trump. This is more important. I want President Trump to know that I will use my staff of freedom to bring forth, proudly bring forth, a message that should say to him, he may not finish this term. He may not finish this term. He may not finish this term. He may not finish. He may not finish this term. Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. Because you are now sowing the seeds that can lead to a Congress being elected that will have the courage to not only have articles of impeachment filed, but to impeach him a third time. Impeach him a third time. A third time. And the Senate, we need a Senate that will convict him this time. And I want you to know from my heart, I understand that he is a Goliath. He is a Goliath. He has control of the generals and the military. He has control of the Justice Department. He has control of the Republican Party. But my friends, for every Goliath, there is a David. There's a David. These are your Davids. There's a David. And I want you to know, Mr. President, this David is going to bring articles of impeachment against you within the next 30 days. Within the next 30 days. I'm bringing articles of impeachment. I'm coming for you, Mr. President. This David is coming for you. You don't deserve the office you hold. You can't be entrusted with liberty and justice for all. You can't be entrusted with government of the people, by the people, for the people. I'm coming for you. I'm your David. God bless you.
Please welcome to the stage Co-Executive Directors Leah Greenberg and Ezra Levin, Indivisible.
Executive Director.
We represent a movement of thousands of local indivisible groups around the country. People who decided that politics and our democracy are too important to be left up to the politicians who raised their hand and said, I gotta do something. And if that sounds like you, I bet there's a group near you that could use a few new organizers. Now, I want about why we are here today. Over the last 3 months, Donald Trump has handed the federal government, the awesome powers of the federal government, over to the richest man in the world. And the richest man in the world has decided that you don't deserve clean drinking water. The richest man in the world has decided that your kids don't deserve good schools and special education. The richest man in the world has decided that our veterans don't deserve services, and your grandma does not deserve fuel to heat her home. The richest man in the world is coming for our Medicare and our Social Security. The richest man in the world is firing the people who protect our workers' rights, who protect our civil rights, who protect our public lands and national parks, who research the cancer and the Alzheimer's and the diabetes cures that we and our loved ones depend on. And they're doing it all. They are doing this all so that they can fund their next round of giveaways to their fellow billionaire buddies. So that Donald Trump and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk can have another yacht and another fat tax cut. And they know that this is not popular. They know that the vast majority of Americans do not want this. That is why they are attacking our democracy to cement their own power. They are attacking our freedom to vote. They are taking kids off the streets, students off the streets for their social media posts. They're imprisoning innocent fathers in a foreign prison. They're doing all of this. They are willing to rip our democracy to shreds so they can sell the pieces off.
Hey, Leah got a lot of booze there. Can I get some cheers for her? Okay, so look, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? You know, there are some Democratic leaders out there who say the smart strategy is to roll over and play dead. Should we roll over and play dead? Look around, y'all. The institutions that should be upholding our democracy, they are rolling over and playing dead. I got a list. I'm going to name some names. Collaborators, like law firms with Paul Weiss. Capitulators in legacy media institutions like the Washington Post and the LA Times. Craven universities like Columbia. Kleptocratic businesses like Amazon and Facebook. Look, when institutions that are supposed to uphold our democratic norms fail and fall, it's up to the people to step up. Are we going to step up? Are we stepping up? Are we stepping up? You bet your ass we are. You know why? You know why? Because as much as Musk, as much as Trump, as much as congressional Republicans want us to think that they're in control, that they're all powerful, are they all powerful? Here, let me ask you something. I believe that America is a constitutional republic. Is that right? What are the ideal number of kings in a constitutional republic? How many kings? How many kings? That sounds pretty good to me. 0 sounds like the right number to me. Now, everyone here, there are over 100,000 folks in D.C. right now. D.C., which is taxed without representation, 100,000 here. But it's not just in D.C. Today, right now, we are all part of the single largest pro-democracy protest in years. Every single state, just about every single community, 1,300 worldwide, y'all. Worldwide. Now, look, this is incredible. This display of people power is absolutely incredible. It is not the end point in the fight against the fascist attack on our democracy. It's not the end point. It could be an inflection point. It could be an inflection point if we make it an inflection point. Look, we are not victims of world events, y'all. The fascists, they want us to fear them. Do we fear them? They know that fear is contagious. You know what else is contagious? Courage. Each one of us gets to choose what we put out into the world. What do we choose? What do we choose? What do we choose? Okay, so what do we do with that courage? The next congressional recess, just a few days away, begins April 11th. Here's your task. I'm going to give you 3 tasks. If you ever worked with Indivisible, we love a good rally, but we like a plan too. We want to actually put a plan into action. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Step 1, there are 100,000 people here. I bet you don't know every one of them. I bet there are some new friends you can introduce yourself to right now. Look at these cool signs. Compliment your new friend on their sign. Exchange contact information. Do that before you go to leave this rally. You gonna do that? Okay, 2, on your way home, here's what I'm gonna ask you to do. Think of the 5 friends, people in your community who aren't here but could be here. Are you gonna do it? And 3, when you get home, it's up to you. Nobody is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. We have to save ourselves. We have to go. Join your local Indivisible group, or your local 5051, or your local Working Families Party group, or start your own, but it's up to you. It's up to you. Are we going to accept from our supposed leaders when they tell us to roll over and play dead? Remind me, how many kings? How many kings? How many kings? Damn straight. Okay, now let's go back home and organize the protest. This one's over.
Thank you for joining Hands Off, the Pete Veto rally in Washington, D.C.
Hey Phil, can I grab your pass real quick? Oh my god. Zoom out a little more,
Tell him to stay.
but it's all I'll be right back.
Oh my god. No, yes. Wait! Get a chair. Oh wait, now it's on.
that was working today. Supposed to be 2 hours. But fine, people are speaking for 20 minutes. It's like, this isn't going 2 hours. I know this isn't going 2 hours. I know, there's like 3 people up there, they each speak for like 15 minutes. I know. That's all you're saying. You're saying the same thing. No one died. It's like I thought somebody died. Oh yeah. Look at the speakers, like they're gonna talk. Oh my God, he probably spoke for a half hour. Yeah.